So in this video, we're going to be talking about the 4 things that you need to know in order to guide others with integrity, even if you're having personal problems. So this is how you're going to deal with whatever you're dealing with without sabotaging your client relationships and ultimately sabotaging your business. So taking care of yourself, the first thing is taking care of yourself. Taking care of yourself is your job. Think of your inner work as a foundational part of your business or your career training. You should be reading books, have a spiritual practice, have a mindful practice, hire a coach, a therapist, work with healers, attend workshops, retreats. This is part of your job. Just like a teacher has to take continuing education courses, whether you are thinking about starting your career as a coach or whether you are a coach of 20 years, you need to be investing in your personal development. There needs to be time and money allocated, like any other aspect of your business, specifically towards your development. You are your product, or your wisdom is your product, and if you aren't developing that, you're not going to have anything to offer. So the second thing that you need to know is don't go where you don't belong. If you are going through a divorce, it doesn't mean that you can't continue to be a coach, but it may not be the right time to be working with couples, helping them with their emotional problems or their relationship problems. This isn't because you don't have wisdom in this area, but rather it is a minefield of triggers for you. So you want to be working in areas that you can be clear and wise and keep your focus on your client rather than getting sidetracked by your own personal experience. The third thing that you need to know is that, and this is for you that don't feel like you're walking your talk in particular. The third thing you need to know is that if it doesn't work for you, it's probably not working for your clients. So if you have an exercise or a practice or some tool to help transform your clients' lives and it's not working for you, it's time to get some new tools. This is something that people frequently get hung up on. They think that they have to force themselves to do what's good for them, or they feel frustrated that their clients aren't doing their homework because their clients' lives would change if they would only do what you told them to do. In actuality, part of the design of a good practice or a good exercise is that it's easy to do. You want to do it. You actually end up doing it. So if this isn't happening with your practices, it's time to go back to the drawing board and learn new ways of transforming your life. Think, what is the most joyful way that I could make these shifts? If that's your guiding principle, then whatever exercises or practices you take on, you're going to want to do them yourself. And it's also going to be a benefit for your client. Your clients will actually want to do them as well. So the fourth thing that you need to know is that you need to have an aligned foundational state. Now this is something that I'm going to be talking about repeatedly in the next few videos. What I mean by a foundational state is this is the foundation or the context for your thoughts and experience. It's the backdrop. It's the backdrop quality, the overall quality of the way you feel, the way you think, how things are interpreted. This can either be fearful or it can be tuned in, connected, open, compassionate. If your foundational state is aligned, then your personal problems won't be that big of a deal. Your personal problems are just clouds on the sky of your whole being. So if your foundational state is aligned, then You need to have an aligned foundational state. This is actually the most important, and I will be talking about it repeatedly in the video trainings. So your foundational state is the overall quality of your thoughts and experience. This can be fearful, or it can be open, compassionate, loving, connected, tuned in, grounded. If your foundational state is aligned, then your personal problems won't prevent you from helping others. You know what that centered place feels like, and you can step into that anytime you need to be of service to somebody else. Even if, as soon as you get off that call, you start worrying again, as long as you have that foundational state to always return home to, you'll be able to offer your wisdom to others. So this is having your sense of your own rightness and the rightness of the universe and the connectedness of that. And that will help you not only be graceful in moving through your personal problems, it's also the only way to be a good coach. If you do not have that foundational state of connectedness, then really you don't need to be working with people. That's a time that you need to go and develop that for yourself before you start working as a coach. So this leads me into the next video on releasing shame and confidently guiding others, even if it doesn't look the way you think it should, even if your life doesn't look the way you think it should.